Oh my gosh, the new Wildcat series has been canceled. I didn't even realize they were doing a new Wildcat series, but it's true, they were. Warren Ellis had been writing the Wildstorm, kind of a reboot of the series and the Wildstorm universe. That ran for 24 issues. They did a Deathblow reboot, and they were going to do a Wildcats reboot that I guess would have been out in August because they solicited the first 3 issues, but they've all been canceled now. So unfortunately, if you were looking forward to that, it is no longer on the immediate horizon, although both the publisher Jim Lee and the artist Ramon Villalobos has said that it will be resolicited to come out at a future indeterminate date. Of course, longtime Wildcats fans know this isn't the first time this title has had publishing difficulties or hiccups based on, well, the personal lives and things that come up of the creative team, like going back to even the second issue of the first series in 1992. I believe that was when Jim Lee, his first child was born. So of course, becoming a dad really slowed down production of the book at the time. And even after he left the title and other replacement artists came on, like Travis Charest, who is an amazing artist, but not really the fastest when it comes to meeting deadlines. There was another time in the first volume around issue 31, Jim Lee came back to pencil the title again, but didn't stick with it. He was trying to juggle that and I believe Fantastic Four at the same time. So he was unable to do both those titles simultaneously, had to back off of Wildcats after an issue and a half, I think, so 31 and part of 32. And then when the end of volume 1 came after 50 issues and they rebooted with volume 2, it was supposed to be Travis Charest again doing the art, amazing artist, but just so slow. So he was off the title by the time the 6th issue in a year had passed. And there have been other reboots of Wildcats since then, like the Worldstorm reboot, if you remember that one from 2006. Jim Lee again coming back onto the title, that time with writer Grant Morrison, but they only lasted 1 issue. Grant Morrison even had a second script ready, which was published later. If you bought the 25th Wildstorm anniversary hardcover, it just had the script for Wildcats 2, because even 11 years after publishing, Jim Lee still had not drawn that issue. And honestly, I'm a fan of Wildcats going way back. That's what I'm drawing today. This is my rendition of Spartan on the right, and then next to him, Zealot, and my hand's obscuring it right now, but Zealot's sister/daughter, Savant, which I don't know, have they retconned that? Someone let me know in the comments if that's still the case, where Zealot is technically Savant's mother, but Savant thinks that they are sisters because the Coda sisterhood, made this whole lie about it. I'm not sure why, I forget, but it was a story from, I think, Wildstorm Annual in 2000. But again, that's going back to like when I knew more about what was going on in these titles. Like since 2008, I've been at kind of a loss for what is up with the Wildcats. I think that was when they did The World's End or World's Edge or something like that, and they rebooted again. And I don't want to be critical. I know how much work goes into making even an average comic book, but they didn't have Jim Lee, they didn't have Travis Charest, they didn't have the superstars on the title. Again, not to take anything away from the people that worked on it, but if Travis Charest's not there, if Jim Lee's not there, it's going to be difficult to get me to buy the title. And that was, the case with this newest volume too. I didn't even realize it was coming out. And then I saw the covers by Jim Chung. I think I'm getting that pronunciation right, hopefully. Jim Chung's covers, and I was like, that'd be amazing if he was doing the interiors. Again, not to take anything away from Ramon Villalobos, the artist for this new volume, but I'm just more of the classical image house style kind of fan. So the closer we have to that sleek Scott Williams ink sort of look, the more likely I'm going to be to pick it up. But will the new Warren Ellis, Ramon Villalobos Wildcats title eventually get released? If people are looking forward to it, I hope so. But I'm still honestly waiting on Worldstorm, the 2006 volume, issue 2. So call me or post a press release or something when that one's coming out, because that's the one I'm interested in. That's the one I want to see. So I will talk a bit about what I am drawing today. I already mentioned the characters Spartan, Zealot, Savant, the Wildcats. You can't quite tell here, but they're, as the pencils come into focus, as it starts to get more finished, you'll see that the team is outside the chopper, and they're about to go on a treasure hunt. This is just one panel on a page that I'm working on, just sort of goofing around with these characters because I don't know them. I can't publish them. I'm just doing my fan art version of them. But they're on a treasure hunt. Savant there I'm drawing now. She has got the map. Where are they going? What kind of treasure is it? Is it something they got to race the Daemonites to? Classic Wildcat story beats. Who knows? If you got any ideas for where I should go next with it, hey, I'd be thrilled to hear them. Leave a comment below. If you like the video, why not give it a like? I will point out here on this piece, you can kind of see the guiding lines I've had to keep these characters roughly on the same plane as each other, so they're all their heads and everything are disappearing back to the same vanishing point. I'm kind of rushing through that as a lesson. It's not really teaching anything, but if you are curious about the technique for doing that, I got a book recommendation. You got to read Andrew Loomis's Figure Drawing for all it's worth. He's got a couple great pages in there early on about making sure when you're drawing the human figure, and you're drawing multiple human figures, that they look like they're existing in the same three-dimensional space, which, I'm not even sure I'm doing a great job of that here, but just my humble attempt at making sure these characters exist in the same 3D space. I will also give credit where credit is due. I am probably doing more than a little light borrowing from the works of Jim Lee, Marc Silvestri, and Whilce Portacio, several of the Image founding fathers. I was looking at their comics early this morning as I was putting together this image from this page. So I think that about wraps it up here for today. That's about all I'm going to say on the Wildcats right now, unless there's a lot of viewer interest. If you guys want to see more Wildcats videos or any other characters, again, just leave a comment. I'm more than happy to do them. And until next time, keep drawing. Draw every day.